After all, India has been a pioneer in delivering fast, secure, affordable, and inclusive domestic payments.
Satoshi did this on purpose, folks. Satoshi aligned Bitcoin halvings and bull markets to the U.S. presidential cycle.
It makes sense. It's 6 months before every single time, and anybody.
People don't realize the power of the XRPL, and I think that in time, they will. And this is something that really could be global, should be global, and if I have anything to do with it, will be global.
I think what we're doing and executing on a day-by-day basis is in fact taking over SWIFT.
So to some degree, really boil it down, Ripple's competing with the liquidity of Citi and the messaging of SWIFT, but in one. Because we're both messaging and liquidity.
They've said we want this great reset, which is you will own nothing and you will be happy. I'll offer and snatch it out of the market.
Right.
And it's usually an LLC with an ambiguous name. But if you trace that up, you'll find it's owned by BlackRock.
Enjoy the ride, pal.
If you got some bags, welcome to the party. Welcome back to some more Moon o'clock news. No breakfast, no coffee. Just straight extra bullishness. Shout out to the latest we got Torah 8 in the building. Appreciate you stopping by. Stuff in some bags. Go ahead. Throw on those moon suits. Throw on those pilot shades. Buckle up. Because the future's extra bullish. Let's go full speed, full throttle into the cryptoverse. We got the total global cryptocurrency market cap today at 1.08 trillion, down about 0.3%. In the past 24 hours, we got XRP here in that number 5 spot, right around 50 cents, 2 for $1, down about 0.5%. We got Stellar XLM right around 12.5 cents. BTC 25,729. We got ETH right around 16 hundo. We had XDC in the number 47 spot, right around 5.5 cents. And we got Flare Networks here, 0.013, Songbird 00517. Taking a look at the altcoin season index. We are still in a Bitcoin season, currently at a 27. We need to be above a 75 for it to be a full-blown altcoin season. We got CBDC conference, 1 week to go. Digital Euro Association, Istanbul 2023. This event is for meeting place for representatives from central banks, commercial banks, academia, policymakers, technology providers, interested individuals to learn more about and discuss CBDC. We got 801 XRP, CBDC conference, everything CBDC. Central banks will be there. Check out the agenda for September 12th, 13th, 14th. And Ripple will be there as well as others in the world of payments, CBDCs, cross-border payments, etc. IMF, BIS, the CBDC conference covers digital public infrastructure, Ripple full stack CBDC platform, CBDC implementation, and much, much more. A lot is happening in September. Eyes open. The future of money is here, and it's here to stay. Welcome to the mass adoption, cryptocurrencies, digital assets, and the XRP Ledger. We got Subject Views. Augustin Carson, Manager Director of BIS org, issue statement at the 2023 G20 TechSprint in collaborations with RBI.
You have successfully pursued a bold agenda with sustainable and inclusive growth at its core. The BIS is honored to have supported your efforts. It is my great pleasure to join you for the grand finale of the 2023 G20 TechSprint. Since its launch in 2020, the TechSprint has served as a premier global hackathon and a platform for responsible financial innovation. We at the BIS have co-hosted the TechSprint with the G20 presidency every year since 2020. And we're delighted to co-host this year's edition with the Reserve Bank of India. The G20 TechSprint has provided a stage for innovators from around the world to demonstrate how new technologies can address some of the most important problems facing the financial sector. Their solutions have inspired us all, and I am sure that this year's finalists will do the same. The 2023 TechSprint addresses on a key G20 priority, strengthening cross-border payments. Too often, these payments are slow, opaque, and expensive. That is why the G20 has been working hard on this issue through the G20 roadmap for enhancing cross-border payments. It is fitting that this work has been at the core of India's G20 presidency. After all, India has been a pioneer in delivering fast, secure, affordable, and inclusive domestic payments, most notably through the Unified Payments Interface Platform, or UPI, and the broader India Stack ecosystem.
XRP, the XRP Ledger, faster, cheaper, the universal bridge asset, the neutral bridge asset. XRP, hidden in plain sight. We got Bitra official partners with Zaha Ledger to drive innovation in the XRP Ledger ecosystem. Bitra, XRP. Ripple CTO says that Zaha and XRP Plus will not diminish the worth of XRPL and the XRP. We got digital asset investor. It's all planned. Satoshi equals the government, perfectly disguised as a libertarian movement. Heard them in.
I thought about this last night reading Pantera's monthly newsletter, which I always look forward to reading. And of course, they're starting to talk about the halving. And if you look at their model, it shows Bitcoin crossing 100,000 around about the time of the US presidential election in 2024. Okay. And I made the joke, I guess my laser eyes will have to come off right about the same time as the presidential election. Satoshi did this on purpose, folks. Satoshi aligned Bitcoin halvings and bull markets to the US presidential cycle.
It makes sense. It's 6 months before every single time. And anybody who's watched any halving cycle knows that it takes about 6 months for that supply reduction to really start to play into the market. It's interesting. I literally never thought about that.
It's all the plan. It's all the show. BTC was a test. Get ready for XRP. We got Megan, 20,000 attendees, 500 plus exhibitors, 450 plus speakers. We got excerpts from the first day of the conference, an exhibition waiting for tomorrow. Got Crypto Eddie. Ripple shifts to the builders. They're really pushing that now. No Ripple stand in Austin, only an XRPL stand.
They are really now bringing that community together. I felt that community wasn't together. They weren't one team, or one family, and really they need to be. And some of the other blockchains, they have this family network, and we have the XRP army, which are great, but we really need the builders to be a family. And I think that Ripple are really understanding that now, and they're really pushing that now. So, the fact that in Austin, there will be no Ripple stand, there'll only be an XRPL stand at the show, is a clear that they really see the value now. And I think that as they continue to invest in things like that, the community will then, building community will come together. And I think we'll see the best of it, because I think the ledger is absolutely fantastic. I think it's something that people don't realize the power of the XRPL. And I think that in time, they will. And this is something that really could be global, should be global. And, and if I have anything to do, it will be global.
XRP, the superior technology. And we're all technology maximalists. XRP coming for that top spot. Got the Digital Pound Foundation, the UK regulated liability network as a blockchain network for interbank payments and other digital assets. Plans to experiment with a retail digital pound backed by commercial bank money, tokenized deposits. UK regulated liability network to experiment with digital pound as tokenized deposits. Got Edward Farina, boom, Ripple is taking over Swift.
I think what we're doing and executing on a day-by-day basis is in fact taking over Swift, in that we've now signed up, well over 100 banks. Some of the largest Swift-enabled banks in the world are now using Ripple's technology. Just last week, we saw a remittance company who's using Ripple's technology. They reduced the price per transaction to their consumers from $20 per transaction to $2 per transaction, and they saw an 800% increase in usage overnight. That's the type of dynamic that Swift isn't able to support that we're able to address right now.
One of the former board members of Swift, a gentleman, Marcus Treacher, joined our team to run all of customer success. And, this was, a former board member from Swift coming over and saying, hey, we don't think Swift's going to be necessarily a solution to really unlocking this internet of value. These are, marks along the journey. Now, Swift is kind of a competitor. It's slightly more complicated than that, because Swift is really just messaging. When you send a Swift transfer, it's not liquidity. You're actually sending bank messages to banks that have liquidity. So to some degree, Citibank and HSBC, really the top two, JPM, those are the top three liquidity banks. And when you're sending Swift messages, you're sending messages to banks to release liquidity and making sure the debits and credits match. So to some degree, really boil it down, Ripple's competing with the liquidity of Citi and the messaging of Swift, but in one, because we're both messaging and liquidity. And at the end of the day, again, as I described, Swift was developed 50 plus years ago. It architecturally hasn't really changed. It does remain slow. It remains, days. It does remain, relatively speaking, expensive. And actually, interestingly, it's quite error prone.
Status. We're in the middle of rebuilding a financial system, and Ripple is poised to figure out where the interesting things are. It'll run on the XRP Ledger. Digital perspectives, y'all own nothing and be happy. It's all a plan. Make sure you have one too.
More importantly, there's 3 giant corporations, BlackRock, State Street, and Vanguard, which own collectively, they own each other, so it's really one giant corporation, but they also own 89% of the S&P 500. They own everything. They've now decided to buy every single family home in America. Oh, if they stay on the current trajectory, they will own 60% of the homes in this country, single family homes, by 2030. They literally are trying to buy everything. And the head of it, Larry Fink, the CEO of BlackRock, is on the board of the World Economic Forum. And what they've said, we want this great reset, which is you will own nothing and you will be happy. Well, they're on their way to making sure that we don't own anything. So you all probably have heard of people who are about to buy a home, and somebody comes in at the last minute with a cash or offer and snatches out of the market.
Right.
And it's usually an LLC with an ambiguous name. But if you trace that up, you'll find it's owned by BlackRock.
Wow.
John Deaton, expert, says no IPO announcement or settlement at the Ripple upcoming XRP party. Just drinks, celebrations. We got CryptoCon. Typically, the Bitcoin bull market is launched as soon as the weekly RSI crossed the dash midline. But every cycle, Bitcoin makes a fake crossover and fails to start the bull market. After the rise to 32K, the fake out is now completed. There are 2 major support levels, marked red and blue, which have been retested as support after every fake out. Bitcoin is now at that blue support line, and the red is not far away. Downside is limited. Setting up for that next massive bull run. We got XLIST Coin, XRPL Legends, XLIST vote winner announced. Shout out to Joe Katz. Shout out to everybody who voted. Bagman took 3rd place. We'll see you at the tippy top. We got the voter prize pots, 5,355 XRP and 5 million BGC. Shout out to Descent Wallace. Very interesting session this morning at the first day of the Korean Blockchain Week. Looking forward for the rest of the week meeting you all. Check out Descent Wallet's link down below. Most easy and safe hardware wallet, enhanced crypto protection built on the highest security standards. Your best wallet for XRP, XDC, XLM, Flare, Songbird. Hit the link down below. Get yourself the Bagman discount on the single pack and the double pack. And with that being said, Bagman and Bag Ladies, if you had $1,000 right now, drop a comment down below. How would you spend it? Would you load up on some XRP? Where will you be when that regulation jar of molasses finally breaks open and XRP's true price is finally set free? Later glitches, no coffee, no breakfast, no outro. We'll be back in the spaceship tomorrow. Stay bullish. BYOB, bring your own bags. Be your own bank. Peace out, crypto goes.
XRP got clarity. We told you was coming and they still all hate. Faster, cheaper, we don't gotta wait. I don't really listen anyway. So much nonsense that they say, and you can't get me with the FUD. And I'ma crumble up a nug to celebrate this victory. You could be my friend or enemy, and I ain't gonna lose no energy, because the time you hear this, I'ma be somewhere that you wanna be, and somewhere where my phone don't reach. Cause XRP got clarity, cause XRP got clarity. Sipping on clarity juice, cause RippleNet got the W. I seen it on Moon O'Clock News. Buckle up.